Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our channel. It looks like there have been a lot of setback for all the agitators in cut across all the regions, and they've been agitating for their separate nations. Don't forget that Sunday Igboho, in collaboration with Professor Banji, had declared Oduduwa Republic, and of course, it generated a lot of reactions. Well, Ondo State Governor Rotimi Akeredolu had distanced himself, from Akeredolu's, from Sunday Igboho's agitation, and said Ondo is definitely, he said, stay out of Ondo State. Ondo is definitely not part of your agitation. Well, it looks like it's not just only Sunday Igboho that is, facing another setback, as other governors are beginning to speak up, and this time around is the very own River State that is opening up and saying, look, this is definitely going to be the fate of those agitating in his domain. But before we go into the newspaper to find out what it is that is likely before the agitators, especially those in the south region, particularly the rivers, we like you to subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button. Beside it, you will see a bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. Governor Nyesom Wike has warned that secessionist agitators like ex-militant leader Asari Dokubo and the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, that they will not be allowed to operate in River State. That's all the ESN, the Eastern Security Network, and the rest. He doesn't want them in River State. He said, Wike said this when he received the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Ibrahim Attahiru, on courtesy visit at Government House, Port Harcourt on Tuesday. He added that River State will not, I repeat, River State will not be part of any move to secede from the country. River State-based agitator Dokubo Asari had recently formed what he described as Biafra de facto customary government, in which he declared himself as the president. He also included most part of south and southeast of the territory of his new country. But Wike said that he will never allow any secessionist group like the one led by Dokubo to use rivers as the base for their separatist activities. He asked the agitators to go elsewhere for their agitations. All those who are talking about their independence, they can go anywhere, but not from here. We are not part of any secession. We will support the army and other security agencies to make sure they reduce the level of crime and criminality in this state. In his response, Lieutenant General Attahiru commended Governor Nyesom Wike on his zero tolerance for separatist groups. The Chief of Army Staff said he was in the state on assessment of 6th Division of the Nigerian Army. I also thank you for your continued non-tolerance approach against separatist groups, and also your contribution in promoting peaceful coexistence among the various communities that lives in River State. Attahiru has also recently warned that the army will soon move against secessionist agitators. Wow. Governor Nyesom Wike have always been known as a no-nonsense man. I cannot forget what happened in Obibo, where he had to move into whatever it took, even if it means bringing in the military. He brought them in. When I heard the cry of those community women, farmers in somewhere in Eleme local government area, and Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, responded by saying, well, Wike is a joke. He's joking that he's going to send forth his Eastern Security Network to comb the forest of the farmlands and ensure that their farmers, their women, go back into farming peacefully without any form of harassment. I knew deep down that Governor Nyesom Wike may not permit that. Even if he wanted security, I don't see Governor Nyesom Wike allowing ESN to have a field day in the forest in River State. Don't forget that the last one, the last encounter he had with the indigenous people of Biafra, Igbo is still very fresh in both sides' memory, and it has always been a case of each month thereafter. And Master Nnamdi Kanu uses social media page to remind Governor Nyesom Wike that this particular date, Masters, and we have not forgotten what you have done. There will be a payback and all that. Now, and to think that Governor Nyesom Wike will allow ESN to have a few days in his forest so that they can probably come against him. I knew that it was going to come at this, and now the General Agitat0rs is life on the red. All he wanted was support. If his people or if the governors can give him support, then definitely he will go in and see how he can. But I want to ask a question, as silly as this question is, but please bear with me. Why can't we go against these bandits that keep kidnapping people on the highways? Why can't we go against these bandits that keep making boastful statements, taking ransom? They have never denied it. Informations keep going here and there. How these guys have kidnapped, have collected some ransom. They've not been able to do thorough investigation and trading these guys. Let's start with what troubles everybody. Those guys, the Fulani bandits, as they call it, they trouble both the north, they trouble both the east, they trouble both the south, they trouble both north and south. They trouble them almost on the same proportion. Now, I would have said we should start from there. Of course, roundtable discussion is very important, because at this rate, some persons will say the reason why they're doing what they're doing is simply because of self-help. Okay, if you say, okay, let them not form any kind of vigilante or let them not form any kind of group, will the military be, would they be well equipped and ready enough to protect? They will do the work of the police and also do the work of the military, protect the whole territory of Nigeria, whatever it is, sharing borders with other countries, and still come around and protect the life and properties of citizens. It may be a bit too difficult. So hence the community policing. Now the question now is, now as it is now, people are no longer even embracing community policing as such. They're not thinking of vigilante. But my fear with all this vigilante group and self-help, let it not at any point in time degenerate now into where they will now start obtaining the people of their resident, people where they come from. But for the now, the cost looks noble, it looks just. But then Governor Nyesom Wike has spoken and is very sacrosanct. And no one should joke with Governor Nyesom Wike. If he says he's giving Major General, retired General, Agitat0rs rather, the Chief of Staff. If he says he's going to give 100% support, I can assure you Governor Nyesom Wike is more than able to do it. He will do 100% of that. Now the question now is, dialogue. Dialogue has been the way. Dialogue. Let the military come around. Whoever people that is required to come together and do the needful. By all means, let them all come together and do the needful. This is really something that we should look into with openness of heart, so that we can heal as a nation, so that people who are disgruntled can air their views and not feel as if some persons are giving cold soldiers. Some people are giving nice treatment while others are treated like slaves in their own land. These are the things, the pertinent issues that is causing secession cry, and it's also causing people to want to leave the country by all means. That's what we're going to wrap it up. Let's meet in the comment section.